I didn't let my stepdad walk me down the aisle even though he was there for me after my real dad abandoned me 20 years ago. Now he might be the second father to walk out of my life. I, 29F, ruined the memory of the best day of my life because I was too blind to see that what I was doing was hurting one of the most important people in my life. I got married 2 months ago to the love of my life, and he finally opened my eyes to what I had done. He showed me a perspective I hadn't understood. When I was 5, my father left us, just disappeared without a trace. He and my mom were already separated by that point, but he was still living with us. 3 years later, my mom started dating Rob, 50M. He was quite a bit younger than she was. I believe she was 34 and he was 26 when they met. Today, he is very wealthy. He wasn't when he met my mom, and he treats my mother like a queen. Whenever she is around him, she looks like the happiest person in the world. My younger sister looks a lot like me and my mom, but her personality is definitely a reflection of her dad's, always telling jokes and being just a nice person all around, while my mom and I are more serious and cold. As I got older, Rob became more present in my life. He got married to my mom, and she got pregnant. But it was still pretty weird seeing him as a father figure, mostly because people would assume he was my brother all the time. When I was in high school, I was dating this boy, and he broke up with me at my friend's house. My mom was on a night shift, and I had to ask Rob to pick me up. When he did, he comforted me, took me to get ice cream, and when we got home, he told me something like this without even knowing what happened: "Whoever made you sad doesn't understand that you are the best girl in the world, and it's their loss. Don't beat yourself up because other people are too stupid to see it." I just said to him, "I wish you were my dad." He smiled and said that he wished that too, and he could be if I wanted him to. We left it at that. I never called him dad, but from that point forward, I saw him as a father, and I think he knows it. I finally reconnected with my biological father about a year ago. It happened because I got engaged. When I came to my mom's house one day, he was there, and I couldn't even recognize him. He was way thinner than he was when I was a kid. He struggled for years with depression and substance abuse. My mom and Rob actually helped him get clean, and they even paid for his stay at a great rehabilitation center. They decided together that it was time for me to finally meet him again. I don't want to explore much on how this was, but all I have to say is that I'm glad to have him back in my life, and I'm glad to be able to help him heal. He suffered a lot, he got lost, but now he is at least trying. Rob and my mother paid for everything at my wedding, and everything was amazing. The church was beautiful, my husband looked amazing. The one mistake I made, I chose my biological father over Rob. I chose the man who abandoned me for over 20 years over the one who took me as his own and gave me everything he could when he didn't have to. I chose the man who broke my mother's heart over the one who saved her. I don't know why I did what I did. Looking back on it, I feel so stupid. My dad didn't deserve to walk me down the aisle. My dad didn't deserve to be in all the pictures with my mom and my husband's parents. It should have been Rob. I don't know, I think I was compensating for the lost time with my dad. Everything was still so fresh with him. I was helping him out, he talked to me every day, and I felt like he deserved to be back in my life. When we were deciding who would give speeches, we had to cut some because it was just too many, and my husband and I didn't really like the idea of hearing speeches for an hour and a half, so we decided on 5 people each. When I gave the list to my husband, he even asked, "No, Rob?" And I said, "Yeah, my mom is already doing one." The others I chose were 2 of my bridesmaids, my mom, my sister, as she really pushed for it, and again, my dad. My husband said I should reconsider. He even thought of giving up one of his to put Rob in. I said it was fine, he didn't need to do that. My whole thinking when doing this was that Rob has my sister, he will have his moment, and this was the only chance my dad had. But I went too far. I completely cut him out of the party, basically. If you look at the photos, it doesn't even look like he was there. My mom looks like she is faking a smile in half the pictures. I don't have a single picture with him, and he only appears in group pictures and some with my husband. I only realized all of this when I texted Rob 2 days ago, asking him about a gift I'm giving my husband for his birthday, and he answered. Then I asked about my car that is with a mechanic friend of his, and he answered. Then I asked him something about my insurance, and he did not answer. A little over an hour later, my mom called me. She just said, "Do you have no shame? Do you not understand what you did?" I just listened, and she told me not to talk to Rob for now. I was just so confused. I got home and told my husband, and he just said that he knows what she is referencing but he will talk to her first. Later, he showed me the wedding photos. He went step by step on everything I have listed here. He talked calmly and broke it down for me, and by the end, I was crying so much that I had a headache. What an inconsiderate idiot I am. He told me that he and my mom didn't tell me anything before the party because Rob asked them not to. He understood that it was important for me for my father to be a big part of this day, and when they protested, he said that they should not make me worry about these small things. I don't know what changed from before the party to now. My mom only tells me that he needs a bit of time and that he will talk to me soon. My husband keeps telling me that I made a mistake, but Rob will be understanding and will forgive me. And I know that he will. He has already forgiven me 100%. He probably felt